Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lora Rolling and this is part 3 of the Snow Flurry Ornament series. This is the Snow Flurry Ornament that we are making. It is so cute and sparkly and snowy. I love it so much. And today we are making the top tier triangle. If you haven't seen parts 1 and 2, that's okay. You can do these parts out of order. But I do have them linked down below, so when you're finished with this tutorial, then you'll want to go back and do those two. We only have a few materials to get ready, so let's get them listed and then we can start. Let's go. So we will be using the Miyuki Delicas for this project. I'm using the opaque delphinium, silver lined crystal, and chalk white. I'm going to call this blue, this silver, and this white. We also need some beading thread and a beading needle. For the beading thread, I like to use the Eslon Fire, and I use the crystal, which is a white beading thread, and in 4 pound. You can also use 6 pound, and you can use any beading thread that you have on hand, as long as it's not too thick, right? Anything above 6 pounds is probably going to be too thick for this project. I also use a size 10 beading needle, and you can use a size 12 if you'd like. I also use 2 implements. I use wire cutters to cut my thread. You can use scissors if you'd like. And I also like to hold on to my thread with long nose pliers. We are also going to need the ornament. We aren't going to use it in today's project, but we are going to use it in the next video. So you definitely want to get your hands on one of these. This is your standard ornament that you get at your hobby store in a 12 pack. The size is 2.36 inches. It's a plastic crafting ornament. I also use the fire method when it comes to ending my thread, so I'm going to show you how I do that in this video. Alrighty, we are ready to put our materials, pour our beads out, and thread our needle. Thread your needle with 3 feet of thread, and then we can get started. So I have threaded my needle with 3 feet of thread, and I'm going to pick up the first 3 beads are all white. So pick up 3 white beads, bring them down all the way down to the bottom of your thread, and we're going to make a square knot. So cross over and then put your tail through, and then cross over again and put your tail through. So you have this little snowman. We're going to put our fingers, 2 fingers, in the loop that has the beads, and we're going to tighten up the knot, the square knot. So now we have our tail. We're going to singe the tail, but we're not going to let it touch the flame. Okay, we're just going to get it really, really close. And it's going to very quickly make this teensy little knot. So simple. Now we have our 2 fingers through the hole. You can make the hole bigger if you need to get your 2 fingers in there. And we're holding our beads. We're going to pull on the long part of the thread while we twist the tail until it reaches the long part. So now we have the little knot right there. Now I'm going to take my thumbnail and I'm just going to pull that knot down until it reaches the 3 beads. We're going to try to get them into a little triangle. So pull the knot until it's all the way down. And we have now completed our first row. So now we get to pick up 2 white beads and we can choose whether or not we are going to go through this bead or this bead because the knot is right in the center. If your knot is closer to one of the beads, then sew through the one that it's not close to, okay? And then we try to get the beads to sit as close as possible to the ones that they're right next to. Then we're going to pick up 2 more white beads. And we're coming out of this bead, we're going to sew through the next bead. And trying to get them to sit nicely. There we go. Now we pick up 2 more white beads. And this time we're going to sew through the next bead. We're also going to sew through the bead right next to that. And when we sew through 2 beads, that's what we're going to call stepping up. It's putting our thread in position to start the next row. So now we've just completed row 2. Let's start row 3 by picking up 2 white beads. Sew through the next bead. Now we're going to pick up 1 white, and you'll notice our thread is coming out of this bead. Then there's a bead that's kind of in, and there's a bead that's sticking out. We're going to skip the one that's in. We're going to sew through the one that's sticking out. And now the bead that we just put on is kind of right next to the one that we skipped. So let's pick up 2 more white beads and sew through the next bead. Pick up 1 white bead, skip the inner bead and sew through the one that's sticking out. I turn my work as I go. It makes it easier to sew those beads in. Pick up 2 more white beads and sew through the next bead. Now pick up 1 silver bead. This is our last bead of the row, so we're going to skip the inner bead and we're going to sew through this bead and the one right next to it. And that completes row number 3. Let's start row 4 with 2 white beads. Sew through the next. One white and sew through the next. One white and sew through the next. We're at the corner, so we're going to pick up 2 white beads and sew through the next. Turning my work. Let's pick up 1 white bead and sew through the next. Always sewing through the ones that are sticking out. not the ones that are sitting inward. 1 white bead and sew through the next. We're at the corner. Let's pick up 2 white beads and sew through the next. One white bead and sew through the next. One white bead, and this is the last bead of this row, so we're going to sew through the sticking out bead and the next bead. So sewing through 2 beads, and now we are ready to start row number 5. Let's pick up 2 white beads and sew through the next. One white and sew through the next. One white bead and sew through the next. One white and sew through the next. We're at the corner, so I'm going to turn my work and pick up 2 white beads. Pick up 1 white bead, one white bead, one white bead, at the corner, let's pick up 2 white beads. One white bead, one white bead, and one white bead. This is our last bead of the row, so we're going to sew through 2 beads. Now we're starting row 6. Let's start with 2 white beads, one silver bead, make sure our thread doesn't catch on anything, one white bead, one white, one white, we're at the corner, so we'll turn and pick up 2 white, one white, one white, one white, one white, we're at the corner, we'll pick up 2 white beads, 1 white, one white, one white, and our last bead is 1 white. Let's sew through 2 beads. And we are ready to start row number 7. 2 white beads, one white, one white, one white, one white, one white, two white beads, one white, one white, one silver, one white, one white, we're at the corner, so let's pick up 2 white beads, one white, one white, one white, one white, and one white. Let's sew through 2 beads this time. Done with that row, and this is actually the top of the triangle. So now that we've reached the top of the triangle, we're not going to pick up a bead, we're going to just sew through the next bead. Then we're going to pick up 1 white, one white, one white, one white, one white, one white, 2 white beads, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, 2 white beads, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, and 1 white. Now we are back up at the top of the triangle. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to switch sewing directions. The way I do that simply is just by turning the triangle so that I'm now still sewing down this direction. So turn it so that it is facing the same direction that you've always been sewing, and now you'll see that you didn't add any to the top. Instead, our thread is now going to be going this way. Let's pick up 1 white, 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 we're at the corner, so let's pick up 2 white beads, trying to get my beads to fall in line. Pick up 1 white bead, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, 1 Let's pick up 2 white beads. One white. One white. One white. We sure have a lot of white beads in this unit, don't we? One white. One white. And one white. We're going to mix it up here soon, I promise. Let's pick up one more white bead. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually turn around because we're at the top again. So we're coming out of this bead. We're going to sew through this bead, the top bead, right? And we're sewing down the top bead, and which is going to pop that bead right into place. You can work, you know, kind of fiddle with it until it lands right there. And now we are coming out of this bead right here. We're going to sew down the bead right below it. Okay. And then we're going to sew up the bead that is right beside it. We're coming out of this bead right here. We're going to sew up the bead right beside it. Now we're going to sew up this bead and down the bead we just put on. And now we are in position to sew down this side. So I'm going to turn my triangle over and let's move on to row number 10. We are going to start with one white bead, one white, one white, one white, one white, one white, and one silver. We're at the corner, so we're going to pick up 2 white beads, one white, 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 we're at the corner. Let's pick up 2 white beads, 1 white, 1 silver, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white. Once again, we're going to switch directions because we're at the top of the triangle. I'm going to turn my triangle over, and we're going to start with 1 white bead, one white, 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 we're at the corner. We're going to pick up 1 white and 1 blue. One blue, 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 we're at the corner, so we will pick up 1 blue and 1 white. One white, 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 and one white. We're going to sew down this top bead. Pop the bead that we just put on into place. Now we're going to do the turnaround again. We're going to sew down the bead right under the one that we just sewed out of. Oh, sew down through. Then we're coming out of this bead. We're going to sew up the bead next to it. Oh, and the bead above that. And now we're going to sew down the bead that we just placed on. And this is what it should look like. So we're going to turn our triangle. We are now about to start row 12. So the question of the day is this the first ornament that you have made with me? Or have you made some of my other ones? I'm so curious. Let me know down below in the comments. Okay, let's start row 12. Pick up one white bead. One white. One white. One silver, one white, one white, one white, one white, at the corner, let's pick up two blue beads, one blue, 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 and one blue. Now we're at the corner, so we're going to pick up two blue beads, one white, one white, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, 1 white, and 1 silver. Okay, we're at the top again. Now we get to add our connector beads. So I'm going to turn my triangle over one more time, and we're going to call this the right side, this the bottom, and this the left side. So on the right side, our connector beads are going to be 1 white, 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 and 1 white. Now we're at the corner. When we add our connector beads, these are the beads that are going to connect our units to the ones that we've made previously in the previous videos. So we're going to cap off this corner by adding 1 silver bead. And now we're going to sew beads along the bottom, which are going to be all blue. So 1 blue, 1 blue, oops, sorry, I hit the camera. 1 blue, 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 1 blue. Now we're at the corner again, so let's cap it off with 1 silver bead. And now we have all of our connector beads on. We've completed our triangle. We just need to hide our thread and then cut it off. So to hide our thread, I always sew up the beads without picking up any more beads. We're going to sew up 6 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now we have to lock this bead in on the corner. If we just cut it right now, look, it'll get loose, right? So we need to lock it in. So we're coming out of this bead. We're now going to sew down the bead right next to it. We're going to sew up the bead right next to that one. Up the bead right next to the one we're coming out of now. Up one more bead. And then we're going to zigzag down again. Down the next bead. And up the bead next to that. Now I'm going to take my long nose pliers and my wire cutters. You can take your scissors if you want. I'm going to hold the thread. Make sure you don't cut a bead. And I'm going to try to get this in camera for you. We just snip it. So now our triangle is complete. This is the top tier triangle. We only need 5 of these, so go ahead and do 4 more, and I'll see you in a second. That was so much fun. Thank you so much for being here with me today and beading along with me in this series. I'm having a blast. I hope you are too. Remember to like and subscribe and hit the bell button so you're notified when the next video comes out. The next one is where we will be combining all of the units that we've made. I'm super excited for this. I hope you are too. Thanks for watching.